For it. Okay, well, here we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Sara Ivanhoe, and I'm the yoga director here at USC. And this is the second week of our Yoga for Stress Relief series. And I'm already getting almost a little Pavlovian responsive. Every time I come to this mat at this time, at this place, this day of the week, I'm already feeling like a little bit calmer. There is a traditional concept in the lineage of yoga, a word called the Koshes. And the word Koshes means the layers. The idea is that each of us have many layers to our being. And as we kind of go through these different layers of our being, once we get to the center of ourselves, inherently all of us have a sense of a light, a bliss, a radiance, a joy. That is our birthright. That is the center of all of us. Most of the time, we don't feel that way. We feel stressed out. We feel, nervous and anxious and busy doing things. But this concept is that we feel that way because layers of stress and tension sort of get built up on us throughout the day, and it covers and squashes that good feeling that is just inherently there for all of us. So instead of, when we think of stress relief or relieving anxiety or any kind of wellness, instead of thinking that that is out there away from us somewhere, we always want to start with remembering that what's on the inside of all of us is healthy, is radiant, is vital. Throughout the day, we get stress and tension, kind of thrown at us. And so as we go through our yoga practice this afternoon, you want to almost imagine, and you can just do this on your own, whether I'm reminding you or not, just imagine almost like you're an onion. And with every movement, with every breath, with everything we do, no matter what shape or whatever I'm saying, imagine that there's something that's gone on for you today, it's peeling off. Something that happened for you last week, it's peeling off. Something that's gone on in this year of COVID, it's just peeling off. And just imagine that you're sort of excavating layers of yourself as we go. So let's start with that. Go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position. Allow your eyes to close. Take a couple of smooth breaths in and out. In and out through your nose. And last week we worked with the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. So instead of a sniffing sound through the nose, with the mouth closed, you want to aim for a hollow sound, more like this. And we'll be working with that throughout our practice. And when you're ready, you can allow your eyes to open. Legs are comfortably crossed. And because we are going to be not doing yoga for exercise today, I encourage you to throw on some layers. You can see I've got a long sleeve shirt on here. I even have some socks on, which I'll probably kick off. And then I encourage you to grab two like big pillows that we're going to use at the end of the practice. If you can just grab them off your sofa or off your bed somewhere. Okay, so go ahead and take your arms out to the side, sit up nice and tall. Out to the side, take a deep breath in through your nose, arms up over your head. And then a clearing breath out through your mouth, arms out to the sides and down. Let's go again, just like that. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Great, let's begin with a little side stretch. Just take one arm up and over, bend to a side, whichever one is okay. And I'm just going nice and easy right now. I'm not even touching my elbow to the floor. You just go as far as is comfortable for you. Within this movement, I'm going to encourage you to sort of feel out where the tight spots are. So sometimes I roll a little bit forward. Sometimes I'll roll a little bit backward. And when I find a tight spot that needs peeling away, I'll pause there and breathe. And then come all the way up. And then we'll get on the other side. Feel free to take micro movements within any position we find. And usually if you do that, sometimes you're like, am I doing it right? Am I not feeling it? I'm not really sure. And usually you'll hit a spot and you'll go, oh, right, there's it, there it is. And you want to start to always be able to find that for yourself, for any practice you do. Please come all the way up to sitting. And then you're going to change the crossing of your legs. So whichever foot is on top or in front, go ahead and change the crossing of the feet. So we are balanced, and we're going to do that breath work on side 2. Deep breath in through your nose. And imagine you're clearing something away out through the mouth. Something happened today that bothered you. Inhale it. And then clear it out. Exhale. Last one. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let go of something else. We'll take a gentle twist from here. So I'm just going to move to one side, and you can see I'm just taking a hold of the floor of my knee. I'm going to inhale, get nice and tall, and exhale, gently move into a twist. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. I encourage you to, every time you take a twist, remember the breath pattern is you inhale, get a little taller. And it's on the exhale that you twist a little more, just gently, like a millimeter. Stay that twisted. Inhale, get taller again. Exhale, twist. Open your eyes, and then consciously, mindfully release the twist. So you don't want to like, doing, you don't want to jump out of any pose. You want to make exiting every pose just as important as getting into it. Let's move over to side 2. Take a hold of something, whatever you can here. Again, consider closing your eyes. Get a sense of the shape of your body. You're going to inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. And take a few long breaths like that on your own. Open the eyes, mindfully release it. Great. And then let's just try a few shoulder circles up, back, and around. And then the opposite direction. Great, and then a little bit of head neck circles. Always be gentle with this one. Only move your head and neck just a little bit. And then back the other direction. Okay, great. I'm going to invite you to try this with me. We're going to do a little bit of a face massage. Just take your fingers and go to your jaw where the sort of jaw and your ear meet. And then just start to little massage some little circles here. A lot of people, especially during COVID, a lot of people grinding their teeth, really common during this last year of quarantine. So let's try to get some tension out of the face. So there's like a big bump right here on either side of the face where I'll go down to my chin, above my lips and around the nose. Sometimes we'll just give that a little bit so things are kind of moving and grooving around the sinuses. I'll do a little, around my cheekbones. When you get up to the temples, sometimes I'll do a little circles here again. And then I'll go up to the forehead and exactly down the bridge of the nose. And then maybe just move your face muscles around a little bit. I do this every single night after I brush my teeth as a way of peeling off the day at the end of the day. And it really helps with kind of winding down at night ritual. The last thing we're going to do seated is a little exercise to help relieve some of the eye strain that we've all been experiencing this past year with our increased screen times. So if you want, you can change the crossing of your legs again. I always like to be super balanced here. So it's going to go like this. You're just going to take your hands together and rub them together vigorously. So I usually sort of start slow, but then I kind of build up a little heat, build up a little friction. I'm building up some heat and energy in my palms. When you do this, you want to imagine that your hands have healing power, because they do. And you want to imagine that just with your simple touch, your hands have the ability to melt tension. Anything that isn't meant to be there, your hands can help just melt it away. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath, hold it, and then you're going to take your hands to seal off your eye sockets. Keep a hold of your breath, keep the breath in, hold it. Feel the heat of the hands, soothing the eyes. Keep your hands on your eyes, and everyone now exhale out through the mouth. Release your hands, keeping your eyes closed. Close your mouth, take a couple of breaths in and out through your nose now. And we're going to do this 2 more times because I want you all to be able to remember it and do it on your own. Okay, open the eyes and rub the hands together vigorously. So I try to do this, I'd say at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day. I'll set a little reminder in between Zoom meetings. I'll start to feel like, wow, my eyes are feeling fried from all of this. Oh, I need to do that. Right? Just rub my hands together. Deep breath in through the nose, everyone. In and in and in and in and in. Hold the breath. Heel of the hands onto the eyes. Hold it, hold it. Soften the muscles behind your eyes. Try to relax your whole eyes. Out through the mouth. Keep your hands there for a moment. And now release your hands down. Mouth is closed. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. With your attention on the muscles behind your eyes. Know that you have control over the muscles behind your eyes, so you can intentionally relax them. Last one, open the eyes, and here we go. So as fast as you can this time, building up the most heat now that your body knows and has learned the movements. Yes, 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 yes. Deep breath in and hold it. Hands to the eyes. Hold, hold. This will be your longest hold. Feel the healing power of the hands soothing the eyes. Out through the mouth. Keep your hands there for a moment. Release your hands now. Close your mouth. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And before we start moving around, take again a little scan through the shape of you and see how many layers you have already peeled off. See what tension was easy to clear. And then see what tension has stuck around and what you want to make sure to get to in the rest of our time together, where you can really aim your energy in the places where you need it. Okay, let's get started with that. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to move on to hands and knees. I think now I'm going to ditch these socks. We'll get moving a little bit. Come onto your hands and knees. And we'll just do some simple cat-cow. So the hands are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. You're going to lift the chest up, the sit bones up on your inhale. And then exhale, round your spine, pull the belly in, drop your head, almost like you're trying to get your nose to touch your belly button. And then a few times like that, inhaling. And exhaling. And I'd like you to just find this on your own. So find your own body's rhythm. Do it a few times on your own. And the more you can learn these movements on your own, the more you can do them throughout the week on your own and help clear away the layers of stress. Okay, and now you're going to come to a neutral spine. We're going to lift up opposite arm and leg just to create a little balance in our body. So you're going to lift your left leg up and back behind you. You can just curl the toes under and push the left leg back. The way I'm doing it right now is enough. If you'd like to lift the leg off the floor, you can do that. I'm going to pull my belly in, and then I'm going to pick my right arm up off the floor. So if you're having trouble balancing, look at the floor, one spot that doesn't move. And then again, remember, we never want to crash down out of a pose. We honor the pose by releasing it mindfully. And then let's get side two. So I'll curl my right toes under, push back through my right heel. And then if I feel like, all right, I can do more than that, I'll just lift that right leg up. And then maybe I'll add my left arm and pull the belly in. And release the hand down, release the leg down. And then we're going to take a child's pose. And we're going to be ending class today with a special kind of child's pose. So I do want to talk about child's pose a little bit. I don't normally do this, but I want to do this today. Many people like to touch their big toes and take their knees wide in child's pose and sort of sit back on their heels so that their body has room to come to the floor in between their legs like this. And there's several arm options. You can cross your arms and take your head to one side and then to the other. You can do that. You can cross your arms, have your head, your forehead straight down. Some people like their arms straight ahead with their forehead straight down. And personally, I don't love the wide knee version, so I'm going to come up out of it for a moment. I was originally taught the version of the knees together and sitting back and really feeling my belly on my thighs, and I kind of prefer that one. So all of these are great, and it doesn't really matter which you do. It just matters that you find a comfortable resting pose. So just find that for a moment. Great. Okay. And then from here, you're going to come back onto hands and knees, and we're going to learn a shoulder stretch. So from here, I'm going to actually just scooch my knees a little further back on the mat. I'm going to take my right arm as far forward as I can. I'm going to bend my left elbow so my forearm goes perpendicular to my body. So check this out. I'm going to stay heavy in my right hand. Check out my hips. I'm going to pull my hips up and back away from my right hand. And notice how my forehead just magically landed on my forearm. That's how you know you're in the right spot. So my right elbow is off the floor. My right shoulder, my whole right arm is squeezing straight, and I'm feeling a crazy big stretch in the right shoulder. Okay, and then come back to hands and knees. Sometimes it's nice to do just a little cat-cow in between these stretches, almost like a little palate cleanser. That felt like a lot on my shoulder. Okay, great. So now I'm going to take my left arm, see how far back my knees are and how forward my left hand is. I'm going to bend my right elbow, placing the forearm on the ground. And again, watch the move. I pull my body weight back. So my forehead lands on my forearm. Left arm is squeezing straight with the left shoulder or the elbow off the floor and the stretch in that left shoulder. Okay, great. And then let's just go back to cat-cow a couple of times. Back to neutral spine. I'm going to take my hands forward just a little bit, and I'm going to curl my toes under and take downward facing dog pose. I'm not going to do too much of this today because we want to keep things pretty chill. But again, that movement you just learned of pulling the hips up and back away from the hands, that's what we want to do. My hands are shoulder distance, arms squeezed straight. And I'm going to pedal my legs. So I'm going to push one heel to the floor while I bend the other knee. And then I'm going to switch sides, and I'm going to just keep pedaling the legs like this. My head and neck and face muscles just relax here. Walk the hands back towards the feet. And I'm going to move into a standing forward bend. So my feet are hip distance. I'm going to bend my knees a lot. And then each hand is going to grab an elbow. And I'm going to let my head and neck drop. So I'm in a totally floppy, relaxed forward bend here. And with my knees bent, I might even swing from side to side a little bit just to remind myself to peel the layers of tension away. I might shake my head no or nod my head yes. And just letting go of something else that's been built up over the last few months, just letting that go. Walk the hands back into downward facing dog. Again, go to pedaling the legs. And we're going to just be in an easy high lunge here. So you're going to take your right foot forward. I'm going to stay balanced on my back toes. Just sink down for a moment. Just feel the feet, getting strong in the feet. I'll keep my left hand on the floor. I'm going to take my right hand up to the ceiling. My chest up to the ceiling, and almost try to back bend your body here. Even if you sort of flop off of correct alignment or whatever you think might be correct, like we talked about before, move and twist and turn a little bit until you find sort of a sweet spot. And then take that right hand down, and then we'll push back to down dog. And then left foot to the hands. So I sort of come up on my fingers here. I bend my front knee and sink down, my hips down, back leg is strong. And then I take my left arm up and breathe. Try to clear something else out, like you're hitting new spots where tension has been hiding. And release the hand down. And then this time we're going to come to a plank pose, but just drop your knees to the floor. Keep your elbows in and come right down onto your belly. And just for a moment, bring your forehead to the floor. Take a little rest. Just a gentle back strengthener here. I'm going to take my belly in and I kind of squeeze down with my tailbone. I always start with that because that kind of protects my low back area. So I know that that area is going to be safe. I'm going to lift up my head and I take my shoulders together behind me and lift up my arms. I'm going to pick up my legs and feet and maybe even squeeze the legs together, just waking up some sluggish areas. This is a great posture for your posture. If you hunch over a desk all day, just lifting up, this is undoing a lot of that slumping. And then release down, turn your head to one side. Take a break here. And then let's take a Sphinx pose. So you might need to join me in scooching back a little bit. So Sphinx pose, I'm going to be on my forearms like so. My forearms are shoulder distance and parallel. Fingers are spread, and you want to press down the inner edge of the hands. That's sort of your root. And see how my elbows are directly on my shoulders, and I'm not clunked in. I'm lifting up out of this here, lifting up out of the shoulders. Now, again, you can't tell, but my lower body is working like crazy right now. My belly is pulling in to support my low back, tailbone down. My legs are activated, and I'm pressing my toenails into the floor. So take a moment and close your eyes. This is a very safe back bend, very healthy, very good for your lung capacity. Again, good for posture if you hunch over a desk a lot. Close your eyes for a moment. Clear out your lungs. And then open the eyes and just get the arms out of the way. Bring your head down to the floor and rest on the other side. Again, let's lift up the head, chest, shoulders, and arms. Pick up the legs and feet. Now again, I'm not bending my knees, right? My legs are straight, just lifting up. Little strength in the back. And then release down. And this time you're going to press through the hands and come all the way back to, again, to a child's pose. I want you to start to find what comfortable child's pose is for you, because we're going to be holding it for a little while later. Now, let me just say this. If you're comfortable in child's pose, stay where you are. Don't pick your head up and look at me. But if you're not comfortable, open your eyes, look at me for a second. I don't have anything with me, but I can actually just use one of these pillows. One of the things you can do is grab a towel, folded up towel or blanket or pillows, and you can actually put it behind your knees here. So if you're having an issue with your knees, you can put it there and then find your child's pose. So that's for some of you, only if you have knee issues. Okay, great. And then everybody, wherever you are, come up out of that and sit back on your heels. I'm going to do a little bit more work with the shoulders. So I'm going to take my right arm up in front of my face. This is an L-shaped position. Some of you are just going to cross this arm across your body and do a stretch like this. This is plenty of work. But some of you, you want to take your left arm underneath. The left goes in front of the right and then around ultimately until you can grab your right hand. So it looks like this. Whatever of this you can do is fine. A little different than when we do this standing. I'm going to have you lift your arms up, but I'm actually want you to, almost like you're doing cat-cow, to round your body back and away from the arms for a moment. And it's a little different from how you might have been taught. Drop your face into your arms and start to feel the stretch in the back of the neck and the stretch in between the shoulder blades. Peel some layers off there. And then open your eyes and gently, remember, never like a rubber band snapping. You want to release your pose gently. And then we'll get side two. So you got your left arm up and either you're just crossing your body like so, or you're going to take that left arm in front and around until they touch. Now, again, when we do this as part of a standing pose, there's a different alignment that we learn. But for our purposes here, we're using this to clear out some tension. So instead of how we normally do it, I'm going to invite you to round your body like in cat-cow, dropping your head. And now aim the breath in between the shoulder blades. Aim the breath into the back of the neck. Okay, and then gently release. Okay, great. Let's again slide the hands forward and again press back into downward facing dog. And pretty prickly over here, lots of popping sounds. And you're going to again walk the hands back towards the feet. And again, we are in a sort of an easy standing forward bend. I do encourage you to keep a little bit of a bend in your knees. We're going to do a little breath and movement, which is similar to the cat-cow we did earlier. So bring the hands on top of the shins, just under the knees. Straighten your arms. Pull your chest forward. Shoulders away from the ears. This is an inhale. And then slide the hands down the legs, drop the head around the spine, exhale. Let's keep going like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. Hands on your hips, shoulders back. Lead with the chest, come all the way up to standing. Great. We're going to do very little standing. We're barely going to be standing at all today. We're going to do two things. So one is a little side stretch pose. So bring your legs until they're all the way touching each other. You're going to lift your arms up over your head, and then right away, I'm going to grab onto my wrist and pull into a side stretch here. So my left hand is grabbing my right wrist, and then you want to stay grounded on your left foot and take your right foot back behind you. And now, oh, I straighten everything. I'm getting a deep side stretch here. This is a variation of the pose they call Govindasana. If you don't feel a side stretch, then bend a little forward, bend a little backwards until you find your sweet spot. Okay, and then come all the way out of it. Just land feet together, palms together, close your eyes. Take a moment, feel how different your sides feel. And then let's go straight up. And we'll get side two. So whatever side you did before, just get the other side. Doesn't matter if it's right. So I usually start with a nice deep bend just here with my legs straight. I see what tight spots I can clear while I'm here. And then I'm going to add it. I'm going to take this leg back behind me with that leg bent. And then I straighten both arms and legs. Okay, and then release. And then let's just do one very simple balancing pose. I'll start on my left foot. We'll take tree. It's just a nice way to get ourselves kind of grounded and settled. I'm going to start on my left foot, spread the left toes. And I'm going to bring the right foot either just to the inner edge of the ankle or just above the knee or all the way to the top of the thigh. It just doesn't really matter. What matters is that you find a spot to gaze at with your eyes. Get yourself steady. Your arms can either be with me, or if you want, you can take them up over the head. And then mindful of your way down. Let's take tree on side two. I'm going to ground through my toes. So I take up lots of real estate with a foot there. And then I find either a very simple spot, just this is tree. This is the way my mom does tree, like this. She loves tree. It's not impressive, but it makes her feel great. So whatever of this you're able to do. Right, either just above or below the knee, or go ahead and grab onto the top of the thigh. You find your spot with your hands, however that works for you. Smooth, easy breath. And when you're ready, release yourself down. Great, and then go ahead and turn to the side. Now again, if you have a pillow handy, you might want it now. You might not need it. but I'm just going to show you both ways. We're going to move into one of my favorite poses, Malasana, or a squat. So first I want you to see my feet are wider than they would be in a standing forward bend. My heels are in and my toes are out. So my feet are making like 45-degree angles. And I'm going to bend my knees and make sure when you bend them that the knees don't cave in. Knees need to go straight out over the feet. And I actually like starting, different teachers teach this different ways. So everyone's kind of got their preference. I actually like starting ensuring that my spine is tall, and even if my heels don't touch. For me, I really love this. And I love then I use my hands and my arms to press my legs out to the sides and make sure that I'm getting a nice stretch on the inner groin without compromising the length of my spine. So this is a great way to start Malasana if you like it. If you know if there's no way your heels can go down, you can grab the pillow, or your blanket or towel or whatever, and then you start to lower your heels down. They've got a little something to lean into there. I almost never do this. It actually really feels nice like that. And then I often from here, I'll just bring my palms to my heart. Just make sure you're not like kinking your neck, right? So a little bit of chin in to lengthen the neck, but lift your chest up. Let's hold here for a few moments. I don't really need this pillow, so I'm going to move it, but some of you, if you're using it, keep it there. And then from here, just take the arms forward like we're doing cat-cow. Pull your belly in and round your spine back. So now your butt lands on the floor. Keep your arms as they are. You're just going to bring your legs all the way together. Just for a moment, come into one boat pose here. So my arms are forward, my legs are forward. Even if we're just relaxing, we want to make sure there's no stagnation in the body, because that's where tension can pool up as well. So you might want to bend your knees. I usually like legs straight, just a little. Okay, great. And then from here, bring your feet on the floor, your knees up. Let's take the arms behind us. I'm going to be up on my fingers, and we're just going to do one reverse tabletop, just one. Okay, just to kind of open the heart and lungs. This takes a little bit of effort, but we're going to be relaxing after this. So press down through the feet and then lift the hips up, dunk your head back. Take a couple of deep breaths, maybe stick out your tongue. Feels good. Okay. And then release down. Keep that right leg forward as it is. Let's take a twist. You're going to take that left foot over the right leg. I'm going to pull my body in, and my left hand is going to ground behind my left hip. My right arm's going to go up, either hug into the body like so, or get the elbow to the outside of that left leg. A nice deep twist. And then release your twist, release your arms. Let's take Janu Shirshasana. So we'll take that left foot to the inside of the right leg with that left knee out to the side. I didn't bring the strap that I showed you guys yesterday or last week. So you can just take your hands wherever they happen to reach. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to allow you to sort of go yin style on the forward bend. If you don't want to stay perfectly straight, that's okay. Just don't pull. So just gently, if you want to, you can kind of relax your head, relax your shoulders. And let's not pull ourselves down. Let's instead see if we can just try to release and let go of a few layers of tension. Okay, and then come on up. Great, let's get that on the other side. So just switch legs, whatever you did on side one, we'll do side two now. Start with the twist. And I usually always start by using my back hand to press me up tall like so. Always want length in the spine. And then I'm gonna either grab onto the leg like so, or I lift up and take that twist. Close your eyes for a moment and remember you learned the breathing pattern of twists already. So you already know it. It's inhale, get long. And you twist on the exhale. You'll remember that for all twists. And then open your eyes and release it. Let's move right into Janu Shirshasana. So again, I just kind of get myself comfortable over my sit bones here. And there's so many ways to embark on a stretch, but for today, I'm going to go for the totally relaxed version. So I don't want this stretch to add any tension to my body. If you're doing yoga and it's making you tense, if it's adding stress, consider dialing it down a little bit. Okay, this is good timing. Go ahead and come all the way up. Hug your knees in. And then I want us to do, to really have time to do child's pose in the restorative style. So if you can, try to grab, if you don't have a yoga bolster, I specifically didn't bring my yoga bolster, so you guys could just feel like we're doing this together. I've got two big pillows off of my bed, something off of your sofa, anything that you have that you can sort of grab, it'll give you some lift. Fold over a couple towels or something. And if you don't have this, you can still do what we're doing. So you don't have to feel like, oh, no, I can't join along. So what we're going to do is child's pose as a restorative pose. And I just want to explain briefly that the idea is that if we are in a yoga pose and we're kind of holding ourselves up, there's parts of us that's kind of still tense, it's still working. And one of the beauties of restorative yoga is that we want to have ourselves feel held so that we can truly let go. And if we stay there long enough, we often feel that, wow, something else let go. And then something else let go. I didn't even know it was possible. So that's the reason for building up with the props, is for you to allow you to release fully. So as you can see now, I do have my big toes together and my knees way wide. And then you can either put, depending on what your pillow's like, you can put them sort of like this. You can also take them and sort of bring the corner inside so that you'll like envelop the pillows more. The idea is to have the pillows propped up pretty high so that when my body goes to lie forward, I will be held, right? And that way I don't have to hold myself up, the prop's doing it. You can see my shoulders kind of go around the pillow, and then you may find yourself balanced, but I'm gonna put us on a timer. So I encourage you, many of us feel the most comfortable when we turn our head to one side. So go ahead and climb in. I'm gonna pull a timer up now so that we'll be balanced. And you can go ahead and turn your head to one side. Close your eyes. Deep breath and start to settle in. And start by checking in with your face muscles. See if you can get the face muscles and the jaw to relax. Be aware of the inside of your mouth. Encourage your mouth and your jaw and your throat to soften. Be aware of the majestic force of gravity. Gravity is inviting you down. It's inviting you to let go. Notice if there are any parts of your whole pose that are holding you up, and try to exhale and let go. When you're ready, pick your head up and please turn your head to the other side. And if you have to make any adjustments, you can do that now. And sort of settle in for side two. And again, start with your face muscles. Muscles behind your eyes, the inside of your mouth and your throat. And let your head get heavy, arms heavy. Feel your torso on the pillows getting heavy. Whole body. Just release and surrender to gravity. Scan through your body and just ask yourself, where can I let go more? 2 more deep breaths. Okay, great job. And then go ahead and come up out of it. You can join me in just putting your pillows to the side. And then, sometimes it feels a little sticky to come out of that. And then go ahead and come down onto your mats. You'll bring your knees to your chest on your back. We're going to just take one final twist and then we're going to be complete. Why don't we try left knee into the chest, right leg flat, because you just did both knees in. So I don't want to break from that. And cross that left knee, cross the body, look out over your left shoulder. Many different variations of this twist. Just move around and find one that's going to help you relieve the tension and stress. Both knees into the chest. And then let's get over on side 2. I'm keeping my right knee in and my left leg flat on the floor. I'm tipping into side 2 here. And I'm going to go and, yeah. Because there's so many ways of doing this twist, I usually just do little micro movements, as I said, until I find a tight spot, and then send breath in there. And now both knees into the chest, and we will take our final relaxation pose. So now both legs are going to come all the way down to the floor. Your feet and legs just flop open. Give the fingers a little wiggle. Palms are going to face up. Move your face around. Yeah, take a yawn. Take a nice deep breath. Clear out anything that didn't get cleared, clear it out now. And then allow your eyes to close. We'll be here for a few moments. And with your eyes closed, get a mental image of the shape of your body. And get a mental image of the shape of your body, peeling off layers of tension and stress. Just imagine all of those layers peeling and melting away. Okay, we are out of time. So we are going to complete for the afternoon. This felt like a good one to me. I hope it felt great to you as well. And I really invite you to reach out, email us if there are things that we're doing in these practices that you love, that you want to see more of. If there's things that you don't like that you want us to leave out, this is all to adapt and flow. I am going to be leading a special event for the School of Preventive Medicine this Friday at noon. So I think the information is up on the Yoga USC site. But if it isn't and you're interested in jumping into that, it's going to be focused on sleep and healing. You can just send an email to me and we will give you all that information. But thank you so much for joining us and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.